Keep in mind, the crazy part about this game, last year during this game, that the teams that finished, USC finished 4-8 and UCLA finished 8-4. Combined wins between these teams last year were 12. This year, it might be 22. There might be two 11-win teams heading into this game. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master of Football, back at it again. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things EA college football and plenty of college football content, subscribe to this channel right now. I also do plenty of pro and Madden content as well. Anything related to football, we discuss it right here. Please hit the red subscribe button. Okay, quest for 1K. We're almost there. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, here we are in the very beginning of October 2022 of the football season. College football has been awesome so far. I have absolutely loved it. Now, we're far enough into the season here that we can start to see some patterns come out. Personally, and again, I'm a really big fan of Joel Klatt, where he basically says that there should not be any preseason rankings. This makes absolutely no sense, because what happens here is, especially the coaches poll, those coaches cannot watch 129 other teams and see how they're doing, okay? So the fact they're like, oh, well, they lost, so they're going to go down. Oh, they won, they're going to go up. Things like that just doesn't make a lot of sense. There were a couple instances where, as an example, Texas lost. They went up. They lost to Alabama at home, so things like that. But for the most part, I personally think that you're not really going to know anything until October 1st. It is now October 4th. Well, October 3rd for me filming, October 1st, 3rd, 4th for you guys right now. But we're starting to see some patterns come through. And again, what I want to do right now is I want to go through in the top 5, including honorable mention, the top 5 collision course games that I see coming up. I do not necessarily think these are all national championship implication games, but I do think that they are 5 games plus 1 honorable mention that I'm really interested in seeing when they occur. Let's get into those games right now. All right, at honorable mention here, we have Syracuse playing at Clemson. So here we are. This is going to be at Clemson. Syracuse, again, undefeated, 5-0. You can't take that away from them. Clemson has a couple ranked victories, though. You see the matchup predictor according to Football Power Index powered by ESPN, and it looks like it's overwhelming in favor of Clemson. But Dino Babers, man, a lot of people were questioning Dino Babers. Looks like he's got that team right and going well. I will make sure that we're clear about this when we look at their schedule. They beat Louisville, good win. UConn, Purdue, Virginia, okay, and then they beat Wagner 59-0. We will see what they are a week from this weekend when they play NC State at home. That's going to be an interesting one, and then they travel to Clemson. So we're going to see what they are, but the reason why this one is my honorable mention is because I'm just not 100% sure what Syracuse is, but you got to give credit where credit is due, so they are my honorable mention for my collision course game. All right, at number 5, we head over to the Sun Belt. What, the Sun Belt East Division? As I'm telling you right now, Coastal Carolina and good old just called up from the FCS ranks James Madison, they are both undefeated. So we look here, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers versus the James Madison Dukes. Now remember here, this is Thanksgiving weekend, so this is all the way at the very end of the season. Both of them are undefeated. They're doing pretty well. James Madison does have a matchup with Louisville later on the season. I don't anticipate this is going to be a 11-0 versus 11-0 game, but I do think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw 2 10-win teams heading into this game. Again, Sun Belt, but again, I want to make sure we're clear about this. These are quality teams out here, and people need to show some respect on the Sun Belt East Conference. Sunbelt East Division in the Sun Belt Conference. All right, at number 4, we have the Sunflower Showdown. Dare I say, Kansas versus Kansas State. Just check out this game. This game right here. Now, again, both teams aren't undefeated right now. But, dude, nobody would have ever in their mind envisioned, like, potentially, 2 8 or 9 win teams each heading into this game. Now, I want to make sure that we are clear here. Kansas is just getting into the meat of their schedule. We could see a big difference there. Kansas State, of course, Adrian Martinez, Deuce Vaughn, they are pretty good out there. But, Jalen Daniels, I'm telling you, he ain't anything, no slouch there. So we'll see what happens with Kansas this weekend versus TCU. That's a very, very hyped matchup there. But I'm telling you right now, look at this. This game might be like an 8 or 9 win team versus an 8 or 9 win team in the Sunflower Showdown. I am telling you right now, that interests me a lot. Again, there's a reason why I put this one ahead of Coastal Carolina and James Madison, Syracuse, and Clemson is because I just think this one's that much more interesting. This is a collision course that I'm definitely paying attention to. All right, my number 3 collision course is a pretty well understood one, and again, this is an assumption here. Both teams still have to get through conference play, but there's a definite discrepancy between when you see Georgia, and there's a definite discrepancy between Alabama. So Georgia and Alabama in the SEC championship game, I could jinx them. I know. But I know that for most part, and again, Tennessee has a couple things to say about that. Tennessee, Kentucky, there's a couple teams over there in the East for Georgia that are going to give them a run. Alabama just absolutely ran through Arkansas. Now, again, there's a couple games there. Auburn's always tough. LSU's always tough. It doesn't matter what the records are in those games. So there will be some issues there, and both teams might trip up once or twice. But I anticipate Georgia versus Alabama in the SEC championship game. That is my number 3 game that I'm looking forward to this year, that collision course game. All right, and number 2, we have the big game. We have Michigan versus Ohio State. So this one really, really intrigues me a lot because we got to see a couple things here. CJ Stroud looks like he's heading for the NFL. I do not anticipate he is going to stay there. Tons of good receiver talent over there at Ohio State. A really, really good team. A really, really good offense. And Michigan is... A lot of people think this is the same Cade McNamara team. No, unfortunately, he got injured. But J.J. McCarthy, dude, when he's in there, they are an absolute machine on offense. Now, Roman Wilson, they've got speed. They've got Ronnie Bell. They've got so many different players. Blake Corum. The Michigan offense is kind of sneaky good, man. And not sneaky good, I should say that. They're sneaky dominant is what I'll say. Because most people think, oh, Michigan, they're run the ball. Blah, 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 blah. Well, their passing game and just their vertical ability to stretch the field and J.J. McCarthy's ability to run, I don't know if they can score per se with Ohio State, but I do know that they're definitely a very, very formidable offense. All right, and now, by far, not even close, the number 1 collision course game I am looking forward to is USC versus UCLA. And again, I want to make sure we're clear about this. UCLA, both 5-0. USC 5-0, UCLA 5-0. But heading into this game, man, I anticipate that one and or both will probably trip up at some point. USC has to play Utah. That is not going to be an easy game for them. UCLA has a couple of tough games there as well. Also has to play Utah. But I'm telling you right now, this one just looks a little bit different. Keep in mind, the crazy part about this game, last year during this game, the teams that finished, USC finished 4-8 and UCLA finished 8-4. UCLA is almost to 8 wins and USC is already past 4 wins. So this is a definite huge, massive match. 11-19, again, late in the season. I anticipate, though, the fact that, remember, combined wins between these teams last year were 12. It might be 22. There might be 2 11-win teams heading into this game. This is going to be by far the biggest matchup in the series' history in a long time. Hoping everything stays the same, injuries and so on. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a giant matchup. I love watching Caleb Williams. DTR is playing his thing. He's doing his thing out there in UCLA. So it's going to be a big one, man. Guys, those are the matchups I'm looking most forward to right now. The collision courses I see happening right now. Get in the comments right now. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. Are the games I missed? Or do you think I'm overrating some games? Do you think I'm underrating some games? Get in the comments right now and let me know. Guys, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. That's it for me, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I am out.